We are good.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Debbie Wetzler, and I'm here with Dr. David Silverman. And we are with a wonderful company named ASEA. We've been with them, I've been with them for 8 years, and David was introduced to it at the very beginning, but we actually really started sharing this with people about 6 years ago, I think it was. And for new people, this won't mean anything. Just means we've shared a lot with a lot of people. I'm a triple diamond. David Silverman is an ambassador diamond, and he is also a member of the medical professional board. And I'm going to share the screen very quickly and show you that ASEA does have a medical professional board. They use them for advice and guidance. And so we have Dr. David Silverman, we have Richard Michael, we have Maureen Hayes, Dr. Foster Malmed, Jerry White, who is actually a physical therapist and a coach, and Sally Diamond, who is a massage therapist. And so they share experiences as to what these amazing molecules can do for the cells in your body and how it helps. So we're very happy to have David with us, with his medical background and expertise. So to get us started tonight, I'd just like to tell you that people look, it's redox molecules, and I have to say that most people don't know what redox molecules are. So we have the double whammy of trying to explain what they are and then why people need them in their bodies. We all have them already. If you didn't have them, you wouldn't be alive. And we all make them in every cell of our body. But as we get older, as David will tell you a little bit later, we lose them. And so people look at redox molecules and they have to understand what it is. It's a product unlike any other in the industry. It is the only product that I know of that's actually made in your body, and they've been able to reproduce it identically outside the human body in a bioactive form, meaning your body knows exactly what to do with it. You introduce them, and your body tells these little cells right where to go and what to do. And so there's many reasons that people take a look at ASEA and redox molecules. And I'd like to go over just a few of them because this kind of tells you why you might want to take a look at this and why this might be important for you, because this is all about you and what you want in your life. And so some people have health issues themselves, and so they would take a look at it to see if this couldn't maybe help their body in a way that their health issues might get better. You also might have somebody that you absolutely love that you would love to help, and this could actually be somebody you love or even an animal that you love. We have many people that will do more for other people or animals than they will for themselves. Some people don't want to get looking older, and every time I ask that in a meeting or a seminar, how many people would like to be older looking in 5 years, no one ever raises their hand. So one of the things about redox molecules is it helps your cells regenerate faster so that you can continue to look younger and more youthful. And of course, it makes you feel that way also. Some people want better athletic performance. We have professional athletes and amateur athletes, but we also have many people who have jobs that take a lot of endurance during the day. And redox molecules help you get through your day, the endurance part of it, and recover much quicker. And some people want to not have things happen to them in the future as far as health goes. And that was one of the reasons I looked at this. I was already pretty healthy, but I know I was getting older and I didn't want to have health challenges as I got older. And so that's one of the reasons I looked at it. And then some people, we have a big stress around the world, basically. And usually that is not having enough money to get by every single month. Some people live paycheck to paycheck, and some people just need extra money. They have kids going into college. They have issues that come up. There's always something. My daughter's car just broke down, and she has to get a new car now. So there's always things that are happening, and we always need extra money. And that's the way our whole system in the world now is based on. We have to have money in order to buy food and cars and everything else. And so some people want extra streams of income because that would just take the pressure off. Because you can do this while you're still doing your other job, and it doesn't interfere with anything you do. And I'm a prime example of that. I literally had 20 minutes a day when I first got started with this, literally. And I was able to be very successful in just a few months. And then in a year and a half was making substantial money, enough to be able to quit that job because I decided this is something that I wanted to do. Some people want more purpose in their life. And as you get older, people retire and they don't exactly know what to do with their lives. They've got energy, they're still young feeling, and they don't just want to sit at the beach and sip pina coladas for the rest of their lives. It's nice for a week or two, but then some people get bored. And so this gives your life purpose, because I can tell you that I have a treasure box just full of thank you notes of people just saying thank you so much for just telling me about it or somebody else about it, and then it trickled down to them. And this has just warmed my heart and given me goosebumps for the 8 years I've been doing it. And so most of you, if you're new, are probably wondering what redox molecules are. And now that you know maybe why you might want to take a look at them, I'm going to turn it over to a medical expert, Dr. David Silverman, and he's going to very simply explain, he won't go into a great deal of science, what redox molecules are and why you might want to take a look at this and get more information and get your questions answered. So, Dr. David Silverman.
Thanks, Debbie. Can you hear me?
I can, and I'll mute myself.
Okay, thank you so much. And I have to give a lot of credit to Debbie because she brought this to me at the end of 2010, and she had no idea that my father was ill with a severe prostate issue. And, you know, I didn't really have any health issues. I saw what this product did for me, just more energy and some interesting things that had been bothering me for a while, but no major problems. But she had no way of knowing that my dad was ill. The one thing I can tell you is, and implore you, is once you know how real this is, you will feel obligated to tell people about this. There's no doubt, whether you get involved with the business side of it or not. But don't just look for sick people, because you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. They're in their brother's house, their parents' house. You don't know what's going on behind those two pupils. Even people don't talk about if they have depression or they've had some other problems. Just bring it to people, like Debbie brought it to me, and she said, I love you. I don't know what you're going to do with this, or you're going to be able to listen to me, but I have to tell you about it. And that was my beginning journey. And my initial reason was my dad was ill. My background's podiatry and foot surgery. I was board certified in foot surgery, foot orthopedics, primary podiatric medicine. I had my own practice and my own surgery center, ambulatory surgery center in Maryland. I've sold my practice. I got into medicine because I love helping people. The human body fascinates me. I wanted to control my own destiny. I never want to work for, I've had jobs before because I had to, but I never wanted to work for anybody. I detest anybody telling me, the idea of somebody telling me what I have to do or when I have to do it. I'm just not that kind of person. And I wanted to have a good lifestyle. But primarily, everything bored me in the world except for the human body. And that's why I got into what I got into. But I've sold my practice, and I do what Debbie does. Debbie was an interior decorator. I was a foot surgeon, but anybody can do this. It's just a matter of opening your mouth and sharing it and demonstrating, which we'll talk about in a few minutes as a way to demonstrate this. So, okay, so I've got the daunting task of trying to explain this breakthrough that is literally probably the breakthrough of any of our lifetimes, and to do it in about 15 minutes. So I'm going to try that. Let me just share something real quick because I cannot do everything. We're going to have questions and answers. We always have questions and answers. On Wednesdays, we do this at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m., and at 9 p.m. Eastern, like you're on right now. Let me see something. Let me just manage this. Hold on. Yes, make sure. Okay. I don't know why the screen is just kind of changed on me here, but no, 1 second. Okay, I'll just put it on this view. I'm recording this, so so we have it for future reference. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to show you a document that you might want to take a screenshot of or a picture. And it's some things that are going on, things that are good reference points and resources. So at the very top, it says interest-specific videos, efficacy and safety studies, and the genesis of ASEA video. Go to amazingmolecules.com and you can find all of that. Please watch the genesis of ASEA video. You'll see videos on the science. You'll see double-blind studies at the bottom. On the second page, you'll see safety studies proving this is as safe as water. But the genesis video is very important because people want to know, well, why is this marketed through network marketing? Why don't we know about this? Why is this not sold by a drug company? And I am telling you that genesis video is very important for everybody to see. I'm going to demonstrate something in a few minutes how you can validate this very quickly. You see that says discomfort there, and there's a little video that says 3 times in 5 minutes. Save that because I'm going to go over that in a few minutes, but when you test this product out, it's good to show somebody that video and then demonstrate it. It just takes a few minutes and they'll know that this product works. People always ask, will this help me with my blank? Will this help my father with his blank? My son with his blank? Problem. We can't make any medical claims about this. It is not a drug. But if you go to that website, redoxexperiences.com, redoxexperiences.com, and there's a password you need. I'm not going to post it here because we don't post these things anywhere. Just ask the person, the good friend who introduced this to you, for the password, and you can go look up to your heart's content what people have experienced. Coming up, but just so you know, tomorrow night there's going to be a 9 p.m. Eastern Zoom webinar. You've already downloaded Zoom, so you don't even have to use the number. Just go to discoverasea.com. It will take you to it, and it will be people just talking about what ASEA has done for them, both the product and the opportunity side of it. And it's not interactive like this, so you can't be seen, you can't ask questions, but it's going to be excellent. So I recommend that. And then, of course, every Wednesday, you're on this right now at the bottom, we have these 3 webinars at 9 a.m., 1 p.m., and 9 p.m. Eastern at this Zoom number that you're on right now. So these are things that are coming up and resources that you can tap into, all right? I want to show one slide, and Debbie will touch on this at the end from a PowerPoint slide. She'll go through this, but there are a lot of people that come to this that are here because they've already seen the product work, and they want to see, okay, I know something before everybody else. How does the opportunity, what is this company? I'm not going to go through the opportunity, how the whole thing works. What I am going to do is just tell you some facts about this company on this one slide, and then I'm going to get pretty into the product itself. So the company is called ASEA, and it's almost 9 years old. And here are 12 facts about this company. Number one, this is the world headquarters in Pleasant Grove, Utah. It's a new building. It opened a year ago. This is the headquarters for the entire world. This company is run by very conservative people, and they're highly experienced. They're not wild, crazy, let's make as much money as we can. They're very methodical and very careful in what they've done, and you're going to see in a minute. They were profitable in their very first year of business. So for business people, that's very rare. In the 7th month, they were profitable, and they have 0 long-term debt. This is all organic growth. This is the world production facility. It is a U.S. FDA registered facility. It's down the street from the headquarters. All of the Redox product is produced for the world in this building, and then it is shipped to distribution centers. This is the inside of the facility. This is where the magic happens. This is where what happens was thought to be impossible. This is where this company turns salt and water into redox signaling molecules, stabilized redox signaling molecules. And I will talk about that in a few minutes because it is pretty remarkable. And then when people say, oh, gee, it's just salt water, we'll talk about that. But this is a US FDA registered facility and NSF certified facility. This is incorrect. It says 13 global distribution centers. We are going through massive growth right now. There are 18 global distribution centers now. I have to change that. We're in over 30 markets and growing. This product started in the company in the United States. It's gone to Canada, Mexico, 21 countries in Europe, Australia, New Zealand, and now 5 countries in Asia. Singapore, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Thailand, and Philippines is about to open, as well as in this hemisphere, Dominican Republic and Colombia. They've done about $500 million in sales since the beginning, revenue. Last year, they did 84 million. Now, they've grown every year, but to tell you what's happening, listen to this. So in 2015, they did about 75 million. 2016, they did about 81 million. Last year, they did about 84 million. We are 75% above that right now. It's estimated we'll be to 130 million by the end of this year. We are going through massive growth right now. That production facility is ready for the explosion. It's predicted that this company will be $1 billion company in 3 to 5 years, because once you hit $100 million a year in a company that is stable, you have enough of a base where it hits this momentum phase where it doubles every year. Well, if we're at 130 this year, that means we're about 250 next year. That means we're about 500 million the next year. That means we're at $1 billion the next year. So in 3 to 5 years, we'll be $1 billion. That production facility can't even produce that much, but it can produce 800 million a year if it runs 24 hours a day. But when Vertus Norton, who's in that Genesis video, please watch that. He was in charge of a $38 billion company's international strategy. He's a strategic genius. When he built this facility, he had it built to be able to put a separate production line in and double it. So within 2 weeks, they can start pumping out 1.6 billion a year. So they're ready for the explosion. And when they get to $1 billion, they'll put one of these buildings in Asia, they'll put one in Europe, they'll put one in South America. But right now, it's all produced in the United States. And people around the world do like that it's produced in the United States. The opportunity side is post-risk and entering momentum. I already talked about momentum, but the risk is important. For people who have seen this product work, and you're looking at the opportunity side, anytime you get involved with a network marketing company, if it's less than 5 years old, there's a 90% chance it won't be around by the 5th year. 90% of all companies, including network, they're gone in 5 years. This company has passed that litmus test, and it's growing. So we are post-risk, and we are entering momentum. They pay us residual income, and maybe Debbie, you'll go into the residual income part at the end. But they pay us to make people aware of the breakthrough. This is patented. It is a breakthrough. Every person on this planet benefits from it, and we'll talk about that. And they pay us to educate people, make them aware. Okay, we acquire customers for the company, and they pay us on a residual basis. And along the way, we identify, train, and support entrepreneurs who don't have to invest a lot of money. It's $40 to get involved here, but entrepreneurs who want to change their life. They want a better quality of life. And if they just want their wrinkles to go away, we help them. If they want to breathe better, we help them. If they want to sleep better, we help them. But if they want to make money, we help them also. And that's why we do these webinars, to educate the people that that don't know about this. So just wanted to share that. Well, I'll talk about first one slide. This is a very unique product. It's patented. It is not a vitamin. It's not a mineral. It's not an antioxidant. It's not a juice. It's not an oil. And it's certainly not a drug. It's created its own category of product. And it can do something that nothing else can do, because it contains something that nothing else contains, except you, except your spouse, your children, your parents, your neighbors, your dog, your cat. The 7.5 billion people on the planet have what's in this bottle in them. They don't have drugs in them. They don't have essential oils in them, but they have this in them. But they had more when they were younger. They had more of this, and I'll tell you in a minute what it is. They had more of this in them when they were younger. You did. And in this tube of gel, this Renew 28, which is the topical version of this formulation. It is very, very, very unique. And just to end the drug conversation, drugs are good when you really need them. Most people don't really need them because they're just covering a symptom. There's something about this that I asked Debbie when I looked at this for my father with his prostate issue. I didn't really care why it worked or how it worked. There are books on it. There are little books, and there are big books on redox, okay? I was curious about how it worked and why it could help so many things, why people talked about lung problems and eye problems and muscle problems and mood problems. I wanted to know, curious, how could something do all that? But with my father, I only cared about 2 things. Could it possibly help him? And what were the risks? That's all, well, the cost too. And I'll tell you, if the drug company had bought this and they had an 8-figure offer to buy it, and Vertus Norton said no, he was afraid they were going to bury it. The drug company, if they got it, they would not be charging $120 a month for this with a money-back guarantee. I promise you that. You buy drugs, number one, there's no guarantee. And I'll tell you, if they had a patented product that's the breakthrough of our lifetime, they would not charge $120 a month for it. Those of you who take medications that are not generic yet, you know what I'm talking about. When they have a monopoly, they will milk you. And that's just the way the system is. But here are the safety things about this that I found out. 3 things about a drug. 1, you could be allergic to it. It could kill you. 2, it could interact with other medications. It could kill you or make you sick. 3, it's toxic. If you take it properly, the right amount, you still could get sick. You probably won't. You might have side effects probably, but you're not going to get sick probably. If you take too much more than the dose you're supposed to take, you will get sick. You double up on aspirin or Tylenol or triple up on it, your liver ain't going to be handle it or your kidney. You will get sick. And then if you take too much more of any drug, you know what happens to you? You stop breathing. You die. Every drug has toxicity. And you can look up what LD50 stands for, lethal dose 50. They couldn't find a lethal dose on this. This is made from salt and water because that's what your body makes it from, salt and water. And if you drink too much of it, it's reductants and oxidants. We'll talk about it. It's not salt and water anymore, but it was made from salt and water. If you drink too much of it, your body says, I have enough. And it turns the excess back into what it was, which was saline, which was salt and water, which is what our cells are filled with. So no toxicity like drugs, no interaction with medications, unlike drugs. And 3, you can't be allergic to it. And the quiz is, why can't someone be allergic to this? Why is it physically impossible for a human being or an animal to be allergic to this? Because it's in every single human being. It's in all of us. So it's not a drug, okay? So let me give a quick explanation as to what this is and how it works. So real quickly, in our cells, all of our cells, we have something called the mitochondria, except for our blood cells, called the mitochondria. It's called the power plant of the cell because it produces a molecule that we burn for fuel. It's called ATP. I'm probably boring people that don't know this, and I'm sorry, but I know there are always some people that are medical and they want to get an idea. So I'm going to keep it simple, but I'm going to include a little bit. So the purpose of the mitochondria was always thought to be just to produce ATP. But when I researched this, when Debbie brought it to me at the end of 2010, I found these journals and textbooks and things saying, oh no, there's a function for these little reductants and oxidants that are produced during the production of ATP. So our mitochondria produces this molecule we burn for fuel called ATP. During the production of that, we produce these little reductants and oxidants. And again, I was taught there was no known function for that when I was a biology major at Maryland in the 80s and podiatric medical school in the 80s. They found a function in the 90s. And what these little molecules do in our body is they enhance signaling. They're called redox signaling molecules. And the word redox comes from reductant and oxidant. Reductants are negatively charged and oxidants are positively charged. Salt and water has no charge. Okay, so in your mitochondria, what happens is the sodium chloride salt molecule gets ripped apart. You have sodium and chloride, they're charged, and the water molecules get ripped apart. Hydrogen and oxygen from H2O, they're charged, and they're recombined to make reductants that have negative charge and oxidants that have positive charge. That's what reductants and oxidants are. And it's been found that what they do is enhance signaling. So the simple explanation is this. If you have a liver problem, it's really a liver cell problem, right? You have bad cells in your liver. If you don't remember things and you're losing your memory as you get older, can't remember names, that's not a liver problem, that's a brain cell problem. But this brain is made up of cells, right? Your kidney is made up of cells. Your skin is made up of cells. Your retina is made up of cells. Your prostate, if you're a man, your ovaries, your woman, we're all cells. And if you have good cells, you have good functioning organs or tissues. As we age, we see deterioration, don't we? We don't heal as quickly as we get older. Even a 20-year-old won't heal as fast as a 10-year-old, right? But a 20-year-old will heal faster from an injury or surgery than a 40-year-old, and a 40-year-old will heal faster than a 60-year-old. As we age, we don't heal as quickly. As we age, we get more diseases. As we age, our skin cells change. They're cells, remember? We don't bounce back as quickly, right? And we see it. We see it in our vision. We see changes as we get older. Well, it corresponds exactly to the same time that our mitochondria start producing less redox molecules and ATP. 20-year-olds don't produce as much as 10-year-olds. 10-year-olds don't produce as much as 5-year-olds. So what is it that they do? Again, they enhance signaling. So if you have a good liver, let's say you have a good pancreas, and you have pancreas cells, they're producing insulin, they're doing what they're supposed to do. Brain cells do other things, right? Your eye cells do other things. Let's just call it pancreas, producing insulin. Now, what if something goes wrong with this cell and it's not producing insulin? Well, we don't all get diabetes because the reason is our immune system gets a signal that there's a bad cell in the pancreas. And how do you think it gets the signal? The good cells detect the problem and they call for help. The signal goes through the body, the immune system cells catch the signal. Immune system cell comes down, grabs a hold of this bad cell, kills it if it's not dead, dissolves it, takes away the debris through the lymph system, and then the good cell replicates itself. And now you have a brand new baby cell. So that's how our body heals itself. What makes a bad cell? Well, it could be worn out. Our cells wear out over time. Even your bone cells replace. You have a whole new skeleton every 7 years or less. Liver is a matter of months. Lung is a matter of months. Our cells are constantly turning over, right? So it could be old. It could be damaged by trauma. You can see how fast children heal from injuries, right? Bones and things. Could be trauma. It could be mutating. We have 75 trillion cells in our body. A lot of them are wearing out and dying, and some of them are mutating. Now you got some weird thing. Well, if the immune system does not get rid of this cell, guess what it's going to do? It's going to multiply. And now you got 2 bad cells, and then you got 4 bad cells, and then you get some really bad things. So it's very important for our immune system to get the signal that there's a problem. While we're sitting here listening to this, my body's doing it right now, your body's doing it right now, but we did it better when we were younger. Okay, because what redox molecules do, remember, children have a lot more, and as we get older, we produce less. What they do is this, simplest explanation. Now, it's been proven they turn genes on that have been turned off as we get older. You can find those studies at that website. It's been proven it boosts the body's production of glutathione, for those of you who know how important glutathione is. Here's the simplest explanation. You got a bad cell, the signal is sent, redox molecules simply amplify the signal. If you have a lot of redox molecules in you, like children and young people do, then that call for help because there's a bad cell is really loud. But as you produce less, the signal goes down, 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 down. By the time you're 80, 90 years old, there's not a whole lot of signal left, right? That's what they do. They found a way to make the redox molecules outside the body identical to inside, so already went through safety. All you do when you drink this is you're raising your levels back up to when you were a younger you. That's why when people start on this product, they baseline everything in their health as a benchmark for them, and they just track their progress. They say, well, how are you doing today before you start? After 7, 30, 90 days. And I can go over dosing with you when there's questions and answers if people are curious about that, how to take it really properly. But you just baseline every single thing in your health. You give it 90 days, okay? And so what's on here? Well, maybe your big problem is you have a digestive problem. So you focus on that, but don't just have tunnel vision on that, because there's a money-back guarantee for 30 days. We want you to be on it for 90 days. It's very important. And I'm going to show you in a few minutes to know it's real in the first day. Not everybody has a fast result, right? But there's a money-back guarantee for 30 days. So I try to get people to get results as quickly as possible. But so baseline everything, because you might miss something. Maybe your digestive problem isn't better in 30 days, but a skin lesion fell off your neck that had been there for 20 years. Okay, you take pictures of your body. How well do you sleep? Rate it. How many times you got to go to the bathroom at night? What's your energy level during the day? Do you have stress? Try to quantify it. You have memory problems, focusing problems. Do you have low mood problems? Do you have dry mouth? Do you have ringing in your ears? Do you have digestive problems, breathing problems? Are you overweight? Athletes run much faster and further on this product for the same reason that people generally lose weight on it. Do you have sugar problems? We're not going to say this cures diabetes. In fact, this product doesn't cure anything. Your body is capable of doing amazing things if it can hear that there's a problem. Discomfort. I'm going to show you what to do with discomfort. Athletic performance. Take pictures of your skin, hair, and nails when you track your progress. And we can't make claims it's going to help anything. The only thing we can make claims that'll help is wrinkles and cellulite, because it's proven. And who doesn't want that to happen, right? If they have it. Cellulite's not going to kill anybody, and neither are wrinkles, but nobody really wants them as they get older. I've never heard one person say, oh, gee, I want more wrinkles, right? So the topical version is marketed for that. but I'm going to give you a very quick way to validate this product. When you get it and you order it and you give it 90 days on the drink, take pictures of your skin, put this on. If you have anything in your body that hurts you, do this. Rate the discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10. If it's your neck, your fingers, your back, a cramp, I don't care what it is. Doesn't matter to me. Yeah, honest to God, it makes no difference. You can be skeptical. Rate the discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10. And if you can't close your hand, how far can you close your hand? Both hands if you have problems with your joints. Get a baseline and then just give it 10 minutes. All you do is shake this up. It's clear. There's no smell. You can put it on your face because that's what it's marketed for. I'll hold it up to the screen. It's a gel. There's no smell to it. There's no greasiness. There's nothing, right? But rate the discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10. Put it on with your fingertips if it's your neck 3 times in 5 minutes. That's all you have to do. In the first 5 minutes of the 10-minute test, put it on 3 times in 5 minutes. By the 10th minute, reassess to see how you're doing. Now, I can't promise you anything. I can't. But what I can tell you is you do this on 10 people who are hurting. 10 people who are hurting. Watch what happens. Watch what happens to almost every single one. If not every single one, very close to every single one. You watch what happens. We can't say this works for pain. We can say it works for wrinkles and it works for cellulite. But there you're seeing what we can say it works for because it does work for these things. And that's been proven. And there's other videos that goes in more depth of how it was proven and so forth, where it was done in Germany at this very elite lab. So that's really all that I really wanted to say. I'm going to turn it back over to Debbie because we want to save time for specific questions that people have. So Debbie, I'll turn it back over to you.
Well, David gave you a lot of statistics about the company to let you know just how very solid it is. That was one of the things I was first impressed with when I went there. I was in a very bad financial situation when I first got started, and I only did have 20 minutes a day. So the first thing I wanted to check out when I looked at the product was validated for me right away by a molecular biologist at NIH. And I got it on my mother, and I saw amazing results with my mother. But I got to the launch of the product in September of 2010. The company had been around for about a year already. So it is 9 years old. And once I met the founders and Dr. Gary Samuelson, I can tell you that I felt that I was in completely safe hands. As David said, he's a strategic genius. I've watched him make business decisions for the last 8 years. They've done exactly everything that covers everything. They made sure that we were secure, that we had our own facility, that we couldn't be copied, that we had the patents, that they went into the different countries so the FDA can't get us. The company is so secure in everything that they've done that I knew I could count on this company to be around for the rest of my life. And so I started sharing it with people, and that's basically what we call doing the business. What our job is to educate people enough so that they can make an informed decision about whether they would like to try it or try it for somebody they love. And sometimes people, as David said, feel obligated. Once I saw what this was doing for everybody, that I was able to have try it, I felt so obligated because I saw so many things happen. So many bodies healed themselves thanks to additional redox molecules that I just continue to do this. I've just introduced it to 6 people in the last 2 days. And they're all very interested, and 3 of them have already gotten on the product. So it's just something that I go out anytime I'm with somebody. I make sure if we're talking and it can come up, that I make sure it comes up. And as David said, I don't look necessarily for unhealthy people, although if it's somebody I want to help, of course I talk to them about it. But I'm looking for people who see this for how huge this is and who want to make a difference in the world and want to help people, but also want to make, as David pointed out earlier, a residual income. Now, residual income is something that I could go on a cruise with my children last year. and the other set of grandparents that we have. And I didn't have access to any phone or internet for the whole time I was gone. But my check came in full that whole week because it's already something that I had shown people. They were still working or they were still ordering the product, and my check came just as usual, and I didn't work at all. And so that's what residual income is. It's like being an actor and having doing a commercial, and every time they play the commercial, then you're paid another check. That's exactly what residual income is. And you're leveraging because you have a team of people and you're able to leverage them to help you get where you want to be. This isn't a business where we do it alone. We're always a team. I have helped thousands of people. David has helped thousands of people. And now that we've taught them how to do it, those people now, we've got a lot of leaders on the phone also tonight with people, and now they know how to teach, and we just continue to teach people what to do. So it's part of being a part of a community, a part of something. That's the first thing that people say when they come to big events with me. The people involved with ASEA are some of the nicest, caring, most beautiful people that they've ever met. And the stories that people have are amazing. And so you're part of a nice community, and with ethos and a connection, I've made so many good friends from this. And if you already have a friend, like I had David, the connection just becomes deeper. And I can't even tell you how many memories we've made together. So we always have fun. That's one of the most beautiful things about this. And you can have your time. If you want to shut off your phone and go to a cruise with your family, or go to a soccer game, you don't have to do the business then. And that's part of the beauty of this. It's time and money freedom. And that's what I tell young people who haven't even had children yet or just are starting to. If you want to make some additional money, really good money, it's up to you how much you make. Get involved. You can still be with your children and still be making money. You don't have to go to a desk job every day if you are a visionary and you're entrepreneurial and you see this and you know what this is going to be. And I can tell you the company is more excited than I've ever seen them. As David said, we're up 75%. Our enrollments are up. We're up in every single country. People are starting to learn about redox. Your job is going to be much easier. Very much like antioxidants were 30 years ago. Nobody knew what they were. Network marketing brought them to the world. Now everybody knows what they are and everybody wants them. Redox is 100 times more important than antioxidants in your body, because antioxidants don't even work without redox. So that's how we do it. We educate people. You can make as much money as you want. There is no ceiling. There's no limit.
And Debbie,
and we can go into that in detail with each one of you if you're interested in that. Yes, David.
well, I thought I would just before we open up for questions, just so people can understand where the residual income comes from, because if they're not familiar with network marketing, the company takes half of what they make and instead of putting it in advertising, they give it to us. All we do is tell people about it. So when people, when you want to order the product, go to your friend, back to your friend. They have an ASEA website, because it's $40 to become an affiliate or an associate. That's it, $40, and you're in business, or you're just getting the best price on the product. But they do give you a free website. So once you're ready to share it, you don't have inventory, you don't sell it, you're just using your own product. You educate people about it, and they're ready to say, hey, it's a money back guarantee. I want to try this stuff. Or you rubbed it on their arm felt better. How do I get it? Well, they go to your website, right? And let me just share my screen real quick so you get an idea, because this is so seamless, everybody. It's really a remarkable thing that that people can, let's see, can do this with no investment. But the company, every time someone goes to your website, okay, this is what mine looks like, and you can see all the countries we're in. So it's seamless. If you know somebody in France, they go there, and you can translate it into French. I'm in the United States, so I'm just going to keep it on US. But they go to your website, and there's information here on everything. But let's say they're ready to order. Okay, they click join here. They pick the country they're in, right? Any of these countries, and it will translate the language. So let's say my friend is here. I'm in Maryland. They're in San Francisco. They click next. They choose how do they want to order it, as an associate, a preferred customer, or a retail customer. People generally enroll, and it's smart to do that because there's a timing thing here. You secure a position on the distribution tree. Even if you don't want to do it as a business, your life may change in 2 years, and you'll be very glad you joined now versus later, because there could be a lot of distributors below you because of the timing. So you click enroll, and it gives you options on products to order, right? There are packs that run from $120 all the way up to $11.78. Comes with a money back guarantee. The sweet spot one is the one right in the middle. That gives you enough product to take it properly. And if people have questions, I can answer that. But it's a powerful thing, because if you educate 10 people about this, they're 10 people, they're getting their product shipped up from the company to them. Every time they get their product that it's ordered, every month, they put money in your bank account. The company does every month. So if you have 10 people, as an example, every time those people get their product, you make money. Those 10 people can duplicate what you did if they want to. Let's just say, as an example, they each did what you did. They told 10 people. Now you got 10 times 10 is 100 more people. The company pays you for them while you're sleeping. You may or may not even know those 100 people, okay? Now, if they duplicate what you did, now that's another 1,000 people. You might know some of them, you probably don't. And they could be all over the country, in Mexico and Hong Kong. The company will ship product to them from the local distribution center, but they put money in your bank account. This is where the time freedom comes in. This is not an expensive product, so it's not get rich quick. It's not something that's going to be a big flash and people get excited about it, and then, in a matter of a couple of years, it's gone. I mean, look at the people that got into cryptocurrencies now. I mean, there are a lot of companies that go up and they go down. This company is not like that. They're very careful. They're very methodical. That's where the money comes from. That's where the time freedom comes in. That's what I didn't have as a doctor. And I'll just tell you last, and we'll open up for questions. The reason I got involved with this was because of the product. Number one, right? I would have told everybody about this product because it works. Product works. Business-wise, why I got involved was the patents. It's patented. The people who run the company and the support team that we have, which Debbie's a part of my support team, right? And we have a lot of people. We're just, the webinar that's going on tomorrow night, you get another perspective on it. We all work together, right? That it's a sense of purpose, like Debbie said. It's not just, you're not just making money, you're making a difference. And when you change lives and you impact a child's life because you helped somebody who helped somebody, and because of that, a child that was really sick isn't sick anymore, it's powerful. And it spreads around the world. I could only help so many people as a doctor. I couldn't help that many people. Every day, it's like, how many people, I couldn't teach someone how to fix a broken ankle. I couldn't tell them how to put screws in. I couldn't tell them how to fix a bunion. But I can teach anybody to do this. Drink it, wear it, and share it, right? And lastly is the timing. We are at the beginning of this thing. People don't even, very rarely is a company in business for 9 years in network marketing, and it's only got to 84 million, and that was last year, because they're usually out of business by then. It hasn't caught fire yet. It's a very different product. It takes some explanation, but it's catching fire. People look at the bottle and say it's salt water. They don't understand it, but it's catching fire. To go from 84 million last year to 130 million this year, this is the timing. This is what time to be in. So Debbie, I'm going to mute myself, and if you want to ask people for questions for you or me, we'll both be here to answer, okay?
All right, so does anyone have any questions, especially if there's new people on?
Hi, Debbie. This is Hope. First,
Hi, Hope.
I want to tell you how beautiful your skin looks.
Well, thank you.
So I just started taking the product back in, I guess, probably early June, and I was doing 4 ounces a day, and I decided to double it just a few days ago. But I'm wondering, I want to know what is the best way to take it. Is it better to do like every 2 hours, every 4 hours, like 4 and 4? And then exactly how am I supposed to take it? Does it have to be on an empty stomach? I just want to make sure I'm taking it right.
Yes, you should take it definitely on an empty stomach if you can. And then wait 5 minutes and then you can eat. And that's the best, because then the redox molecules aren't interacting with the food that you just ate. They're interacting with the cells in your body and the tissues in your body. And you should take it from a clean cup, and the cup should be either plastic, glass, or not metal. plastic, glass, or paper. And it depends. Most of us that have been on the product now are healthy enough, so we take however much we take. I'm 60s, so I take 8 ounces a day. So I take 4 in the morning and 4 at night usually. Now, if something comes up, if somebody's got a really bad health challenge, they should probably go up in the amount. And there's the various degrees about what people think. I know I heard, and there is a study in our back office, that the efficiency of these redox molecules stays up for peak efficiency for 120 minutes. So I have told many people, and this has worked for so many people, that if they've got a very serious health issue, take 2 ounces every 2 hours from 8 in the morning till 10 at night. That's about a half a bottle a day. And because you're reintroducing really healthy molecules back into your body every 2 hours, and they're really doing their job, and then they turn back into salt water, as David said, then it gets rid of bad issues quickly, or bad cells quickly. But if you're okay, I mean, taking whatever 2, 3, 4 ounces in the morning, 2, 3, 4 ounces at night would probably be fine.
And are you supposed to have it in your mouth for a certain amount of time before you swallow it, or?
We suggest that people swish it around in their mouth for at least a minute if you can. The receptors under your tongue take it right into your cells that way, into your tissues. And it really helps your gum and your teeth also. So,
I'm going to, hold on, Debbie, I'm going to stop the recording now, so we're going to continue with questions.